import your MetaHuman, you're going to have inside the MetaHuman command, usually the name of the character, and inside the particular character, you're going to have this element which is called the blueprint. Let's double click over it. So the blueprint represents the element that we will see in the game. Let me move here with the camera. And as you can see here, we have the problem of the hair. And as we move, let me reduce the speed of the camera. As we move far away, the hair disappear. It's not that disappear, it's that the rendering change. So we're going to make a bit of adjustments here. To the left of the blueprint, we have all elements related to this particular character, which are the body, the feet. Look how they appear here, how they are related here. Let me go a bit down, okay, and a bit out, and a bit closer because I want to see the hair. We have the legs, look at here, torso, face, and then inside the face we have eyelashes, fuzz, eyebrows, hair, mustache, and beard. So what is our current problem? It's not the rest of the elements, but it is the hair. Now, we have other element in the blueprint, which is called the LOD sync, or level of detail synchronization. So we're going to click this one. And to the right, we are presented with the same LOD information that we had here on the viewport. Now, we don't want to play with this. There is another variable, which is called the custom LOD mapping. For every element of the character in that is created in MetaHuman Creator, you can define the level of details for the different things that you define on this structure. We, at this moment, don't have anything related to the hair. So the first thing is I'm going to add a new element to the mapping that I will call exactly as it's called here. So it's going to be the hair. And as you can see, for every one of the other elements, you have 8 elements, counting starting from 0. You have 8 elements that are exactly the same level of details that we mentioned in the creation of the MetaHuman. So I'm going to take this here and I'm going to create eight different indexes. For every one of the levels of details that will be related to a particular distance to this object, what is the level of detail that I want that we created in the MetaHuman Creator? So as you remember, we have 2 levels of details in MetaHuman Creator to present the hair, which are 0 and 1. So I'm going to say that for the level 0 and the level 1, I'm going to keep the 0, which is the lowest level. For the rest, I will say I want to assign the number 1, which is the other or the second level of detail for the hair. If I set the level of detail to 2 in one of these, then as soon as we reach that distance, the hair will disappear. At this moment, I don't want that. Probably in the future for other developers, they might want that. Now, I want to see the results of this. So inside these blueprints, I'm going to click Viewport. So let's go to the viewport, and now we have our character. And as you can see, the hair appears even when we go really, really far away. Now I'm going to click on Compile, Save, and let's go back to our scenario. And now you can see that it doesn't matter how far the camera will go, the hair will be there. And if we play the game and we set our character here, you can see that our MetaHuman, it is already rendered. So this is how you keep all the information of the MetaHuman rendered there. The next lessons are about trying to remove the current character that we have as default for Unreal in third person with the MetaHuman that we created. But first, I'm going to introduce some concepts important to know. First of all, on the left of with the content browser, you will see our character, which is called Pia, and we have our blueprints. Usually, if you write and you keep a standardized names, you use the BP before the name of anything that will be representing a blueprint. We have another folder which is called the third person folder, and here we have blueprints, and inside blueprints we have the character that we use for playing this game. So I'm going to double click to open this one, and you will see that for these characters and for any character in general for Unreal, you will have first of all this viewport which presents the character and how it's going to look with, in this case, a basic animation that will be related with the skeletal of this character. Now, every character like this one will have an event graph. I mean, every blueprint with a character like this one is going to have an event graph. And the event graph is not the goal of this course to get into the details, but it is the section where we add the logic in terms of blueprints of what is going to happen with the cameras, with the input related to the keys, with the movement, what is going to happen if it's going left, right, forward, backwards. So everything that is related with the action of the game is going to be, of the action of the game for this character is going to be specified on the section of the event graph. Now, if we go back and we check the PIA, the BP PIA, so the blueprints of PIA that we imported from MetaHuman Creator, and we open it and we go to the event graph, you see that is totally different to the event graph of the third person character. Now, as we want that the PIA works the same way as the third person character, what we're going to do is to take the third person character and remove the asset related to the mesh that we are using and introducing and adding the asset of our character. Now, there is an extra thing that we need to consider. When you have your blueprints and you have a section or a part of this blueprint, which is the mesh, this mesh is related with a skeletal mesh asset, which is this one. I'm going to click here on this folder to locate this skeletal mesh. And here it is on my content browser. I'm going to open the skeletal mesh because I want to show you something. When you open the skeletal mesh, you will have the structure of the body of the character that where we're going to apply the animations. So this is the entire structure that will go even until the tip of the finger. So this information is really important because when we are going to apply the animation, we're going to say how to apply it to the different sections of the body and how they are going to move as we run the animation. In the case of PIA, of a blueprint PIA, you will see that in the body, if we go to mesh, let's try and finding the mesh of PIA. So first of all, there are not other elements to be rendered, but we have the entire structure of the body in terms of a skeletal. If you wish to see the entire structure of the bones, you will go to character, and in character you will go to bones and then all hierarchy. And here you will see the entire structure of all elements that will be part of this structure, this skeletal structure, and that will define a pivot element for the animation. Now that we understand these basic concepts, we'll go to Blueprint PIA, and here we have the entire structure of the character that we that we brought from MetaHumans. And what I want is to translate all this structure to the third person character structure. And then I'm going to relate the mesh with the mesh related to Blueprint Pia. But this, we're going to do it on the next lesson.